Welcome to the Five Arms and a Lucky Fin podcast. I am your host, Brendan McCormick, with my co-host, Jason Ide, aka Lucky Finn. And we have a very special guest with us, ladies and gentlemen, Jake Young from Charlotte University, tight end. Welcome in, Jake.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Jake.
Well, Jake, let's kick things right off and head right into the questions. Let's start first in high school. What was your experience like playing for Marvin Ridge High School in Waxhaw, North Carolina?
So I had a good experience. We were never really the top dog in our conference or anything like that. We were kind of a 6-6 team, always kind of middle of the pack. We didn't make playoffs really until my senior year, but so had a good senior year. Ended up making playoffs. Didn't go too far there, so it was probably an average high school football player's experience, but I had a good time with my buddies, and I still talk to a lot of my teammates. So
That's awesome. That's awesome. Building those lifelong friendships on the field. I love to hear that, man.
no doubt.
Was it always football growing up, and was it always like kind of the tight end position?
So I played pretty much every position and pretty much every sport. My parents, when I was growing up, they wanted me to just try everything and see what I liked. I appreciate them for doing that because I was able to kind of figure out what I was good at and what I wasn't. And I played football, baseball, and basketball. Basketball all in high school my freshman year, and then ended up picking baseball and football to focus on. So I stopped playing basketball, and then my junior year I stopped playing baseball, chose football for the end-all be-all because I felt like that was where I had the best bet to play in college. I really just wanted to play any sport in college. That was kind of my goal, but football ended up being the best opportunity for me to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I can clearly see that from your highlight tape. It's like I told Jason, I was like, this kid can. I mean, this guy can play. Like I was like, holy smokes! Like run arounds, catching, on the left and right hand side of the field. I was honestly blown away, and even
Yeah, I
Jason watched
saw.
it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I saw a pitch where you took a pitch and then took it around the end into the end zone, and I said, "Was that him?" And
Oh yeah,
it was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Dang, he's quick and a little shifty with it."
yeah. We were running some crazy plays back then. That was fun. That was a good time.
That's the fun part of high school, right? That's where you try everything out.
Yeah. We gotta get that package in college. We'll see.
You gotta tell coach, man. You got to say, hey, I had this package in high school. It worked pretty well. You want to try it one time? I mean,
Yeah,
that's what Patrick, Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey do. So I'm just saying.
that's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
I actually have that video to show though. Just stay tuned for that. I got some highlights of you in high school. I'm pretty excited to show you.
Right.
Reminisce the good old days.
Yeah, I'll be
But
excited.
walk me through kind of your senior year and recruiting and kind of your thoughts. Obviously, you're stacking up offers left and right through your senior year. Kind of walk me through your mental process and what ultimately kind of made your decision that you did end up at North Carolina.
So the process was pretty stressful. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoyed it, but at the same time, it was a pretty quick process. I was getting recruited a little bit later than other guys that I knew, and I was still able to rack up a good number of offers, mainly FCS, a couple of FBS, and then um, and recruiting. It's kind of difficult because if you wait too long to make your decision, then you can kind of lose some of the opportunities that you had. So I couldn't really figure out what I wanted to do, but big thing for me, I kind of grew up my mom emphasized academics a lot. So I wanted a school that was good football, but also a good degree. And I had a couple schools that were a good combination of both, but Chapel Hill, honestly, they came in last second, and that's one of the best schools in North Carolina as far as the degree and the level of football. Um, so, and not only that, but I wanted to take a shot at Power Four ball and just see what I had in me. And so, yeah, that's kind of where I decided on that instead of taking some of the smaller offers that I had.
Yeah, you had multiple offers too. I want to shout out because you talked about grades and kind of that was a big decision on you, what school and having a good, obviously, degree and a good college degree, but you had like you had offers from Dartmouth, like a lot of Ivy League schools, and like I know they wouldn't just offer anyone, so I think that's something to definitely pat your back on there.
Yeah, I appreciate that. We took visits to the Ivy Leagues, and I got a few Ivy League offers, and I definitely considered it for sure. But it's a pretty heavy investment,
Yeah,
so it wasn't the right fit. But I had like a 4.5 GPA in high school, did all the
dang,
AP classes, and I was really I worked hard as far as that goes for sure.
4.5. That is impressive.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, so whenever you're in high school, you always have what you think you want to do in college and what you want to do beyond it, and then a lot of times that can drive where somebody chooses to play or go to college. But when you're playing a sport, it's a little different. You almost have to balance like you were saying, the education piece to where you want to play and where you're going to get playing time. So are you still looking at doing what you wanted to do in high school versus where you are now as far as your career beyond football?
I'm in the business program here at Charlotte. I'm doing finance, so I'm definitely on the same track that I was kind of one of those guys. I didn't really know what I wanted to do necessarily right out of high school, but my dad's the managing director at a financial planning firm, so I that was kind of a path that I was considering following in his footsteps a little bit. And every school that I've been at, I've kept the same major. I've been in business the whole time, so
It's
it's been a
awesome.
smooth transition for that.
That's
Yeah, that's
awesome.
good. I know UNC's got a great business program there, so I can see why you probably chose it.
For sure. Yeah. Great business school there.
There's nothing wrong with going in finance, by the way. My wife's a CPA, and that's one of her. She suggests most people to go in finance, so
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good field for sure.
it it definitely is. Was there like a specific game when you realized you could play at the next level throughout high school?
So my senior year, I think my junior year, I blossomed pretty well. I didn't play tight end until my junior year of high school. I was a defensive end my sophomore year. I started on varsity that year. And then junior year is when I finally got my shot at playing tight end. And I had a really good season, but we got it cut short a little bit because of COVID. So we only played 6 games that year. So I didn't really know like what
Yeah,
my full potential was based on that. And then senior year, we were running things like y'all talked about, that reverse play we had, and we had one where I threw a touchdown. I was catching touchdowns, making blocks, doing all the things, and like being able to do different things and have the offense schemed around you a little bit makes you realize that okay, maybe I can go play at the next level.
we're about to show some of these plays.
Here we
Let's
go.
do it.
And that's awesome.
All right, we'll show the first one here. Oh, on the outside.
There
Oh,
he is. He's
he's
open.
running.
Throw it.
He's open. Throw it. Boom.
Oh,
Hey,
touchdown.
Touchdown. All right, we got
nice.
another one. I got a few more.
I like that one too.
Jake, walk me through that kind of play as a receiver. When you have a helmet on, it's completely different than when you're playing backyard football without a helmet. How difficult really is that kind of over the head catch with you when you have a helmet on?
Yeah, so that's actually I would say the most difficult catch in football because when you're going over the shoulder, then you actually hit a blind spot, and there's a point in the play where you can't see the ball. So tracking it in is something that we work on a lot because that's a really difficult play to make. So, but I was glad they let me line up outside and go one on one against the DB. It's fun for a tight end to get to do that for sure.
Oh yeah.
I will say the QB even underthrew you on that.
He did, yeah. That's why I got hawked. That's how the tweet. Bro,
I don't mean to throw shade.
It's
but
the
I'm
only
just saying.
reason. It's the only reason he got caught.
exactly.
I thought he would have been gone. All right, let's roll the next one. Says I'm out.
Jake, did one of you guys run the wrong route on that, or were you guys just crossing and you almost first ran into each other?
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what the concept was there. I just know I had it over. I ran the right route. So again, not to throw the teammates under the bus, but it worked out. So
Yep.
got to dodge and weave.
That's it.
Let's go to the next. Boom, right in the middle. You can just throw it up to him, Jay.
We love those.
Yeah. Are we ever nervous about those whenever we're over the middle?
Coming over the middle is tough, especially in college, because the guys are bigger at this level. So you're taking a blind shot. It's kind of intimidating sometimes. But once you get that adrenaline going, it's do or die. Like you got to secure it, and whatever happens after that. So.
Is your mindset just to fall straight to the ground once you catch that, so you don't get like basically lit up by the DB there?
It's
I'm just curious.
If I can feel his presence, then it's definitely like get two hands on the ball, protect. Try and get some yak if I can, but the most important thing is securing it. And then if I don't feel anyone, I'm going to try and turn up field and make something happen. But it's pretty crowded in the middle, when you're making those.
Yeah.
Because Tyler Lockett from the Seahawks, he always just as soon as he catches it, just straight to the ground, like because he's so small and he's not trying to stay healthy throughout the season. All right, last one right here. Boom. Touchdown.
That was awesome.
That was the one.
That was against our rival too, and it was the last game that was my last high school football game, actually.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it was a special moment for sure. I was on a sprained ankle too, so I was hobbling a little bit, but
I would have never ever guessed that.
That just goes to show how important you were to the offense to still be schemed on that, even though you're feeling it a little bit.
Nothing wrong with a little adversity, a little pain.
That's it.
So in April 2023, Jake, you entered the transfer portal after a year at UNC. What was kind of your mindset during that time? Was it kind of to go to a team that you were previously recruited for, or was it kind of just going to wherever you could get the most playing time?
It was the second thing you said. Wherever I can play, that's all I cared about. I was coming out of the portal, and it basically was just a situation where I didn't see myself playing for a couple more years. We had a really, really talented room, all ACC guys. Some of them are in the NFL right now, and they were all older. So not the best situation for me to develop, and I just felt like it was best for me to leave. Best thing I could have done. And it was honestly a plus that I got to go to Western Carolina because my dad played football there. So that was
awesome.
To be a legacy player was amazing. He played offensive line there. So
gotcha. And when your first season at Western Carolina, you had 2 receptions, I believe, for 4 yards. During that year, was your preparation and mindset was just try to learn the playbook and just try to get as many reps during practice as possible through that year and just kind of learn from the person in front of you?
So I had 2 6-year seniors in front of me when I got there, and both of those guys had a lot of experience. So I kind of took it as an opportunity I got there in the summer. So it's really difficult. That's a quick turnaround to learn a new playbook. And our offense was super complex at Western. So it definitely took me a while to learn. But yeah, it was basically shadowing those guys and learning parts of the game from the experienced players. And it definitely helped me for the next year.
You talked about it being complex. What made it complex?
Well, it was an air raid offense, but it was pro style. So we just had 1,000 signals and 1,000 concepts.
Oh, wow.
It was, I can't even describe how many plays we had to memorize.
So when you compare that to where you're at now at Charlotte, is Charlotte less complex, and did that maybe prepare you for being able to handle that many different signals and whatnot?
I think it definitely prepared me to handle any offense that I step into. Charlotte's is still complex, and it's still a very good offense. But I think that I'm on my third offense, actually my fourth offense, because I had to memorize 2 while I was at Chapel Hill because we got a new OC while I was there. So I'm kind of used to it at this point, and it's all similar concepts. There's just different names for it.
Brendan, that's one of those things where, as a fan watching, you see coordinator changes over time, and you see guys have to learn everything new again. But sometimes you don't think about that as a fan. You think, okay, we got the best offensive coordinator, we're going to be great. But sometimes it's difficult to pick some of that stuff up, and it's a testament to players like you, where you're so smart and you have a 4.5 GPA in high school, and you could take that and really learn a lot really quick. And that's a good driver for you as a player to get on the field and get more reps, because I'm sure if you're in practice and you mess up, it's get out, give me somebody else.
Yeah, that's step one, is knowing the plays. If you don't know the plays, you're not going to play. That's what I learned very quickly in college.
Absolutely. Shout out to Mike Leach for the air raid offense. What a genius. What a character, too. Love Mike
Yes.
Leach. So the seniors graduate, Jake, and you're in your second year at Western Carolina. What was getting ready for that year like? Were you just ready to ball out during summertime and just trying to just picture mentally what it's going to be like?
So that fall ended, and those 6-year seniors graduated, and I kind of took a mental snapshot, and I was like, okay, I'm next in line.
Mm-hmm.
What am I going to do about it? I was at that point just tired of sitting the bench. I've never sat the bench in my life. Any sport that I played in high school or middle school growing up, I was always out there playing whatever it was. So I wasn't used to it. It's kind of a little shock for me for my freshman year and sophomore year. And so I was so tired of just sitting the bench. I was like, I'm doing whatever it takes to be the man this year. Like so it was all about mentally saying to myself, okay, I am the starter now. So how would the starter walk and talk and go about his business and prepare, study, recover, lift, everything? And so from that winter all the way up until the season, that was the best preparation that I had ever had in my life, and the most locked in for sure. I had a great spring. I had a really, really good spring to secure the starting job, and so I was very happy with that.
Let's roll a tape of some highlights that you caught a touchdown. Let's roll this. See it. Describe that moment in a Power 5 conference game. Explain that for me.
Words could not describe it. That was the most adrenaline that I've ever felt going into that play. That play is not designed for me. It was a scramble drill. So I was running a dig back to the inside, and I see Cole Gonzalez, quarterback, scramble out to the right. So I stop in my tracks and retrace, and he finds me in the back of the end zone. So glad I caught that ball. But it was the sound. I never played in a big stadium like that, so the sound of the crowd, they were kind of quiet because it was at NC State, obviously. But my parents were right there in the section, right at the end zone where I caught it. There's a really cool video of their point of view, and that was one of the best moments for sure. It felt like all the hard work paid off.
That's awesome.
I was actually going to ask you that. Did it feel like all the weight just fell off of all the hard work, all the long nights, of all the mental preparation, learning the playbooks? I bet it just fell off your shoulders, and you're like, man, I'm playing ball now.
I did. I had a heightened sense of confidence after that play, and that was in the first quarter too. And it was the first touchdown of the game, first points on the board, first points of the season actually. So, and we ended up taking it to them. We were leading in that game going into the fourth quarter, and that's huge for Western Carolina to do that against a Power 5 school. So yeah, it gave me a heightened sense of confidence, and I was just playing ball from that point on, and it was really, really nice to have that sense of relief.
I mean, I can agree because by your stats that year, you had 28 receptions, 321 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So that's definitely something to be proud of. So
I appreciate that. It should have been 3. I had a ball where I caught it and I was over the goal line. They called me down at the 1, but you can roll the
Oh,
tapes. That was a touchdown for sure.
did they
man,
not? Did they not have review at where it was?
It was against Elon. They didn't have enough to overturn it. So, but I watched the film over and over and over, and it was a
It's a
touchdown.
touchdown. It was a touchdown.
should have zoomed in and sent it. But you had a great year, obviously, at Western Carolina going to that. And then December 9th, 2024, you decided to enter the transfer portal again. What kind of made you made that decision? Was it just you wanted to play Division I ball again because you had the taste against North Carolina State at Western Carolina?
So it was a combination of a lot of things. I actually had no desire to get in the portal. I was not thinking about it at all. It was a very spontaneous thing. So a lot of our players started getting in the portal. Actually, a lot of our offensive guys started getting in the portal before I did. And so by the time I got in the portal, we had lost everybody except for our starting quarterback. And so my thing was we had one of the best offensive lines in the country. And my thing was if we don't have a good offensive line, there's not going to be much opportunity for me there in the pass game. And for me to reach my full potential, I feel like I got to head elsewhere. And I also made all conference. So that gave me a little more confidence to get in the portal and think that I could pick something up. And luckily I did pretty well in the portal that time.
So Jake, is the transfer portal, when you enter it, does it start to feel like high school recruiting all over again?
Oh yeah. It's high school recruiting on steroids. It's like super fast pace. You have like, instead of a couple years, you have like a month to make a decision. I went to, oh my gosh, I went to Louisiana, Lafayette, and then I went to Tulsa, and then I went to Charlotte. Those 3 visits, I took official visits to all 3 in 1 week. So I was all over the place. Yeah,
Yep.
on and off flights. And I will say it's very, very stressful. It's more stressful than high school because of the timeline.
Yeah.
But you get to know people really quickly. You get to know staffs, and it worked out well.
So when how I'm not familiar. When was your last game at Western Carolina before entering the portal on the 9th? Was it really quick, or was there a little gap in there?
I would say there was about 2 weeks around there. So there was a decent chunk of time, maybe a week.
Yeah.
It was a quick decision, though. It was definitely a quick decision.
So sorry, I lost my train of thought. What was your, because obviously you went to those 3 different visits. What was your first impression of Charlotte? Have you visited before because you lived in North Carolina, or was it just like a breath of fresh air just walking in there? Like, kind of describe that when you walked on to Charlotte.
So this is interesting. When the first time I was in the portal, I had an offer from Charlotte, and I chose to go to Western. But I did take a visit to Charlotte. So I had been to Charlotte. This was probably my 3rd time because I did the camp in high school as well to try and get recruited. And so the first time around, I was so set on Western because my dad played there. I was ready to go. I didn't care. I could have taken a visit to anywhere and it wouldn't have mattered. But this time around, I loved it. I actually really wanted to get closer to home. We had a health scare in my family, and so I really just wanted to get closer to my family and be able to be at school so that I can go home whenever I want. And it's amazing because I live about 40 minutes from here, so it's great to be able to be so close to home and be close to my family. And but yeah, it was I love it here. I really do. And the coaching staff is amazing. I got all good things to say about them.
Jake, is that sun blinding you?
A little bit, but it's It's all right. I like a good sunset.
Oh yeah.
They're the best, man. Was being so close to family, was that probably the biggest factor in going to Charlotte, you would say?
I think it was a combination of. I was between Charlotte and Louisiana Lafayette, and I loved Louisiana Lafayette. Loved their coach, their coaches, all of them. The culture there is great, but it's 12 hours away. And I came to visit Charlotte. The coaches gave me the same exact vibe. I love the coaches. They treated me very well, and they've been very transparent, which is something that you don't find a lot in recruiting. I feel like there's a lot of lying in recruiting sometimes, um, with coaches trying to get you to certain places. And the coaches at Charlotte have everything that they said to me when I was getting recruited has stood true. So I have a lot of respect for them for that.
That's awesome. That's really important.
It's honestly good to hear as a fan too. So, I mean, we always hear it from different media sources about different coaches. So, I'm glad to hear that about them being honest and upfront about you. What are your goals heading into this upcoming season with Charlotte? Is there any like specific milestones you have, like specific touchdown grabs, yardages?
I would like to make all conference in the American Conference. I made it last year in the SoCon, and that was a pretty big milestone. I wasn't even expecting to reach that goal in my first year of starting, but I was able to take a lot of reps last year and have a good season, and I want to prove that I can do that at the Group of Five level as well.
Well, we're ready to watch you, man. I'm ready to see you take that field and start making those grabs and those runs, man. Seriously.
Heck yeah,
um, like obviously student athletes, we kind of forget obviously the craziness of a student athlete's schedule. How do you balance it all obviously you're very active on social media, so how do you balance obviously having a life in college, grades, and then obviously trying to make yourself known around the world? Like how do you balance all that?
yeah, it's a lot. I think the main thing for me is just time management. I've learned a lot of time management just being a college athlete. We got to balance a lot more than your average student, and just having practice and meetings and lifts and all that on top of schoolwork, it's really helped me be able to develop a presence with social media as well, because I've just been really consistent. And I think consistency is the biggest thing. Just, it doesn't have to be anything crazy, but if I'm getting something out there once a day, that's doing pretty well. And I like to show people a little bit of my life, and I want to build a brand and show people that you can do multiple things. You can be a football player, you can dance on social media and make people smile. You can be a positive presence. You don't have to conform to whatever stereotypes you might think are out there. So I think it's a pretty cool platform to be able to do that.
I saw your last Instagram post. You're kind of flexing, I believe, with pops. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure. I thought that was awesome, man. I thought it was really funny.
yeah.
Um,
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask you: is there like a dream in a NIL brand that you would love to be with, like an NIL deal that you'd love to do, like a specific brand? I'm just curious. I know it's a random question.
Smoothie King. That's
We love Smoothie King.
We do. That's fine.
Yeah. So my nickname when I was playing baseball, I did showcase and all that, tried to get recruited or whatever. But back when I was playing travel ball when I was a kid, my nickname was Big Smoothie. That's shout out Coach Maddox for giving me that nickname. But he thought I was smooth running in the outfield, and I was always one of the bigger kids, so he called me Big Smoothie. And I also love Smoothie King. I get it all the time, so I think it'd be pretty cool.
Shout out. That's awesome.
Shout out Smoothie King.
What's your favorite drink?
I get the Hulk. The Hulk is
Oh,
like
a good
1,500
one.
calories, a lot of protein in there, and it's tasty. So
Great for a football player that has to block a lot of 300-pound defensive ends.
that's right. That's right.
Speaking of calories and weightlifting, how much are we eating a day, calorie wise? I'm just curious.
I'd say around 6,000. 6 to 8 is the goal. So
I,
yeah, we got. we burn so many calories in our workouts, and I also have a really high metabolism. So it's always been I've been trying to gain weight since my freshman year of high school. I'm still not heavy enough.
Oh my
Man,
gosh.
6,000 calories. That is
I do you measure out all your food and eat small meals throughout the day, or do you bulge in?
I eat about 5 meals a day. We get up early enough to the point where it's not too difficult to get that in, and I can count one of them as I got a blender here, so I'm making my own protein shakes, and that's about
Smoothies.
that's about 1,200 calories. Yeah, some smoothies, and so that'll count for me as a meal, and it's good to be able to get them all in. But it's all about when you wake up, man. I swear, if you wake up late, you're not gonna be able to get that food in.
Yep. I know for me, if I wake up later than my early, it's probably a little later than your early, but I always feel like I'm behind already in the day. So
Yeah,
I know what you mean.
for sure.
what does like a normal day even look like, Jake? Like I'm just curious. Like what time do you like wake up like and but like what time do you like normally go to I'm just curious. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know it's probably super jam packed, but
Oh yeah. So a day in the fall. Obviously, I haven't been here in the fall yet, but we practice in the mornings, and we've been doing that since spring ball and everything. So wake up around 6 o'clock, 6:15. Um, get to the facility around 6:30. Eat some breakfast, stretch, roll out, go to the training room, get whatever type of treatment I might need, and then we'll have practice. We'll be on the field by 8 a.m. We'll be done by around 10:30, and then just get more treatment after that, get lunch, and then I'll have class for pretty much the rest of the day. So, and then I try and throw in some social media work in there too, but it's a lot for sure. It's full days, full days.
that sounds
Yeah.
so packed.
Oh yeah. And Jake, so you're active on social media. How do you decide what things stay public versus which things stay private in your personal life during those long days?
So I try and give a glimpse of what it's like to be a college football player, but at the same time, a lot of my content is it's just fun and trying to send out good vibes, and it doesn't have a lot of it doesn't have to do with football. Instagram is definitely more football specific, and then TikTok is more just bringing happy, cheerful, positive vibes to people because I feel like we need more of that. I feel like everyone could use it.
Always.
So yeah, it's not super personal, but um, I'm gonna be posting more personable content here soon. So
Looking forward to it.
How do you come up with ideas like to even create?
so that's a tough one. I've never been super creative with it. I only started doing social media about a year ago. But what I do is I kind of use my own algorithm to my advantage, and if I see a trend that I think is funny or I think it's a cool dance and I want to do it, then I'll basically just do whatever's trending, and that seems to work. So
It's awesome.
I was gonna say every time I pull up Instagram on our Insta page, you pop up and it's always something like comical or lighthearted, and I'm like I like it. Just
yeah,
my
Mhm.
personal feedback of what you're posting. So,
I appreciate that.
but speaking of like locker room, who's the funniest guy on the team and why?
Funniest guy on the team. I'm gonna go with Stellan Bowman. He's a linebacker that transferred from Ohio, but he just doesn't care, man. He's just funny. He's got no filter, so he'll do some funny things in the locker room for sure. I won't disclose anything, but
Just fun stuff, lighthearted.
yeah, lighthearted. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's awesome. You need, yeah, like you were saying, we need that more in our lives, especially with how stressful I'm sure your lives can be as athletes, where you're always on the run. So
yeah. That's a big thing. Is I think we're all so stressed out. I think everyone has their daily stressors, and then on top of that, you put college football and you put trying to make every rep perfect and look good on film and all those things. It's very stressful. So bringing some of that energy where you can just have fun and let loose a little bit. I think it's really important. And I think more football players should try and get into it just for mental health.
Yeah, so us as people, we're always the most critical of ourselves. So now that you're at a larger school, there's going to be more people, more eyes on you. So how do you mentally prepare for not only being critical of yourself, but having to take criticism from everybody else?
I think broadening my lens is something that helps me. So thinking, okay, I've been here before. Our first game was against NC State at NC State. There's some 50 something thousand people in the stands, and I was able to handle that. And that was my first college start ever. I had never started in college. So to know that I've been there before and I'm able to perform well, I think experience, it just gives confidence. I think that's the main thing. So I'm definitely prepared and I'm excited. You got to take that nervousness and turn it into excitement, and then you'll be all right.
It's actually really good advice, listeners. I'm just saying what Jake just said.
We have to do it. We have to do it ourselves when we're preparing to interview.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will say, when I was preparing this, like even today when David was emailing me, everything that could go wrong went wrong. So I'm just gonna say it as
Brendan called me like 15 minutes before we were starting. He goes, Jason, I don't be stressed out that I'm not on yet. It's like that's what he said. Everything that could have gone wrong today has gone wrong. And it's like, you're good. Like, look, we take it serious, but we're also here to have fun. Like you were saying with how you guys deal with football. It's meant to have fun. This is meant for us to have a platform and you to open up about your platform. So it's all for fun.
For sure. For sure. Got to be able to perform under pressure. So it's good that y'all got it in anyway.
we try our best. We try our best.
We do.
We like to, speaking of fun, we love to have fun on our podcast. So there's going to be some interesting questions here and some fun questions. So far, we love food. I love food. Just saying. What is your go-to place to eat around Charlotte?
Besides Smoothie King.
Yes.
Good call. My go-to place. So I haven't been here that long, but I will say there's a place called Piata. It's an Italian fast food place right down the street, and I love Italian food. That's like my favorite. So I've never heard of a Italian place that does like a quick. It's like Chipotle. You go in, get whatever pasta you want. Oh yeah, it's awesome.
What? Wait, hold on. What? Could you spell the name? I'm gonna have to.
I believe it's Piada.
I've never heard anything like that.
Brendan, there's one
And
in Dallas.
I love Italian food too. Is it really?
It's Piata Italian street food.
Yep, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go here. Yeah, there's one.
No, if they want to work with,
we'll clip
so
it.
I'm right there with you. Italian food's my favorite.
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna have to go try it out.
We'll tag them too on the clip.
I like it.
If you weren't playing football, I mean, you talked about a couple other sports. What sport would you like primarily focus on? Would it be baseball?
If I was good enough, it'd be golf. 100%. I love golf. I'm huge into golf, and I probably have an addiction to it that I need to calm down a little bit. But yeah, I think if it was realistic, like if I had played golf since I was 5 years old, I'd probably be better. But I only started playing in high school, so I couldn't play that in college. But yeah, so if I had a chance, if I had a dream to do that, I would.
Man, you're a man after my own heart. I love golf, Jason.
I was gonna say, I know the good thing is about golf, you could start in high school, like you were saying, and keep getting better. If football doesn't work out, you can just switch over to golf and just start doing that full time, and somehow make it on the tour at 40 years old.
You can play it forever.
They do have a champions league past the PGA Tour. So if you ever want to make it, it could be an option.
It's always there.
Yeah, it's always there. I like that.
How many times do you play during the off season? I'm just curious.
During the off season, I probably play once a week, maybe twice a week on a good week. So it's still very strenuous, like the workouts that we have to do. Not only that, but golf's really expensive. So
yeah,
it's a tough hobby to have for sure.
And I'm guessing during the season we don't have any time for golf.
No, not at all.
No,
I don't play during the season. So
I didn't even ask that, Jason.
Well, no, I figured that was going to be the answer, but it's also an
Yeah.
add-on to how long those days are. You don't have time for anything that you want to do that's fun besides football.
yeah, it's football, football, football for the whole season. So, but it's good when everyone's pulling in the same direction.
It's game day. You got your headphones on like I do right now. What music are we listening to get ready and get hyped as we are
Pre-game
about to go
song.
out on the field?
Pre-game song. I'm going Everlong Foo Fighters.
Such a good song.
Yeah, that's it gets me teed up. I played it when I was at Western and I had that really good spring ball. I played that song before our 2 scrimmages and before our spring game. And I balled out. It was like the best I've ever played. So I've kept that. That's kind of like it's a superstition for me now. So
I was gonna ask that if you had any superstitions too. That's duly noted, sir. Duly noted. Um, once obviously you want to play the next level, but once, and I know your dream is probably to play in the NFL, but once football's all done, it's gonna come sometime, sooner rather than later. I hope it's later, not sooner. But what do you want people to remember about Jake Young?
that's a great question. I want my teammates to remember me being a good teammate first and foremost. I want them to just remember having good times, and next to that, I want them to remember me being one of the hardest workers on the team. I take a lot of pride in the discipline that I have and the way that I work day in and day out, whether someone's watching or not, especially in the weight room, but it goes with everything. And that's how I want to be remembered for sure.
Well, Jake, that's all the questions that we have. We really appreciate you coming on our podcast. How can people follow you? Where are you at on social media? What's your handles?
So my Instagram is jakeyoung.nc. My TikTok is jakeyoung_. And then my Snapchat is jakeyoung.87. I just got verified on there. I'll be posting a lot of exclusive football content, the ins and outs. We're about to go into fall camp. So if anyone wants to check that out, I'll be on there.
Like I said, we really appreciate your time, Jake, and we'll get you guys on the next one. Please go to our YouTube page, like, comment, subscribe on recent videos. We appreciate all the support. Thank you, Jake, for coming on.
Thanks for having
Thanks,
me.
Jake. Thank you.
See y'all.
See ya.